I'm Britta, and today we'll be talking to Jade about leaving the idol fandom to read gay fanfics and join the military. Hey Jade,
Hello.
could you start by introducing yourself?
Alright. Hello, everybody. My name is Jade. I'm from New York. I'm an ex-Idol fan, and I'm currently an avid reader of gay fanfics.
So, you're retired from the fandom now, but you used to be a pretty big idol fan, right?
Correct. I started off with being mostly into AKB. My first Oshimen was Takamina.
So when was that?
I think I got into AKB around Flying Get time, so about 2011 was when I first started. I remember when I first watched their music videos, I was like, what is this group? It's awful. They're just dancing around badly in bikinis. This is nowhere near as close or like close to good as my SNSD, my Korean goddesses.
I forgot that you liked SNSD.
Yeah, I was a big K-pop fan before I was an AKB fan, especially into SNSD. And actually, I remember I found out about AKB through an SNSD forum.
Really?
Yeah, because they were talking about there was like this topic that was like SNSD x AKB, and it was just like the times they've interacted.
Huh.
And so that's how I first found out about AKB. And I watched some of their music videos, and they were pretty bad.
Do you remember what the first one you watched was?
God, I forgot the one where what's the one where they're on the boat in bikinis?
They're on the boat in bikinis. Some people listening to this are probably like, "Oh, it's this," but I totally don't remember which one.
Yeah, it was like a super old one.
Shit, I don't know off
like
the top of my head, but okay, one of the bikini singles.
Maybe Baby? Is that a
yeah, Baby. That was like one of that. Was that the first bikini single? Maybe.
I think it was one of the first bikini singles. I think that's the one.
Okay.
So, and then I just kind of brushed it off and was like, back to my SNSD goddesses. But and then I watched Majiska Gakuen, and I think that was probably about the time when I started to really get into AKB.
Mm-hmm.
And so I was an AKB fan for like maybe 4 years, maybe.
And you had a few different AKB Oshimen, right?
Yes. So it went from Takamina, Mayu, Sashi, and then ending in Yuria, which is actually kind of funny how Yuria ended up being my Oshimen, because when I was still a Sashi Oshi,
mm-hmm.
I got really into SKE, and like, oh my god, I love Shawako. She was like, I loved her. She was supposed to be my Oshimen, but then she announced graduation, like literally, as soon as I was like, I love this lady. So she didn't end up being my Oshimen, and then my second choice, I think, was Yagami Kumi, and then my third choice was Ogiso Shiori, I think.
she wasn't even your third choice.
No, Yuria was like my fifth choice. But, I ended up really loving Yuria, so, it all worked out in the end.
Kind of related to that, I remember, like, the first AKB video I ever watched, or, like, the first couple videos I watched, I was like, oh, I mean, most of these members don't really stand out to me, there's so many members, but this member is really cute. And then I looked it up, and it was Maida Atsuko, and she had graduated.
Yeah.
So So I was like, whatever, the only girl I'm interested in graduated, like, who cares? And then skip a few months later and I found Sayane, but whatever.
Yeah, I remember Ah-chan. Oh boy. I remember her graduation. I think I cried for like 3 days.
Oh no.
I mean, I wasn't even particularly fond of her, but I think she was definitely like an AKB pillar,
Mm-hmm.
Losing her was something I think that AKB kind of couldn't really recover from, maybe.
Yeah, their popularity definitely has never been the same.
And especially now, I think, not like now that like basically every member except for no one that anyone cares about. No offense to anyone who Oshi's anyone in AKB, but I think that
Yukini's still around.
Did you hear that Anin is going to Mexico?
Yes.
I thought she graduated.
I was so confused because, I mean, that seems like a good career move for a member that's not very popular. Like, a lot of members have gone to, like, Indonesia or, I guess most of the successful ones have been Indonesia, but, like, some of the not very popular AKB members have found success in other countries, but she's, like, a pretty popular member, so it seems really weird to just send her to Mexico for a year.
I really did think I really did thought she graduated like months ago.
That's what I thought about Tano Yuka when she just announced graduation the other day, and I was like, she hasn't already graduated.
I'm not gonna lie, I thought she graduated too. Sometimes one of my favorite, not favorite, but like one of my hobbies is just going on the AKB Wikipedia and seeing who's still in that I thought already graduated.
It could be like a drinking game. Like take a shot every time that there's a member that's still around that you thought graduated.
There are some members. Is Miyazaki Miho still in AKB? Because I legit thought she graduated years ago.
I think she still is. I think.
Like, no offense to her, my friend is like was a huge fan. I don't know if she still is, but I legit thought she graduated years ago.
Yeah, I think she's still around.
That's ridiculous. She needs to get a life. No offense, but she does.
Related to AKB, so you actually went to Japan and met a bunch of the members, right?
Correct. I did. I met Yuria, obviously. Na-chan. I met Na-chan. She was really lovely. Mm-hmm. Komiyama Haruka. Mm-hmm. Met her. She was also very lovely. I met Sashihara, and I had to wait in like a line for like 30 years to see her, but it was worth it. She was really great. And my favorite, I think, was Gina.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Gina Yui, right?
Yes. She was like, she is such a fisher, but like I loved every second of it because she was amazing, and she like gives you these strange hand massages. I don't know.
I heard about that.
But I like low-key kind of liked it, and I was like, if only I was still an AKB fan, I'd come back for you.
I think a lot of people low-key liked it because she ranked pretty high in the elections after she started doing it.
That does not surprise me. It really adds an element of this member really likes me. But I also saw Nogizaka members. I saw Na-chan, which she was great. I saw Ikuta Erina.
Ikuta Erina, right?
Erika. Sorry, I'm a little foggy on these members now because I have separated myself. Me and AKB and the 48 and the 46 have been separated for a year, so
Yep.
Divorced for a year.
Divorced.
Right. She was great. She actually spoke to me in English when I said that I was from America, which was actually really nice because I was expecting to just speak to her in Japanese, but and I forgot who else I met. I think someone's birthday. What the heck was the chick with the short hair?
Not Ikoma Rina?
No, the other one. She's not as popular, but everybody ships her with. It'll come to me eventually.
I don't really know very many Nogizaka members, so I'm really not the person to ask.
It's been a hot minute since I've paid attention to Nogizaka, so. But yeah, I met them, and actually, I think I like the Nogizaka handshakes better than the AKB ones. But
Is the time the same for AKB and like Nogizaka? I've never been to Nogizaka or Keyakizaka.
yeah, I mean, it's kind of the same with AKB, where it depends on the member. Because if it's a popular member, you really get only 7 seconds or less. But if it's with like a less popular member, you kind of get like a little bit more time. Oh, I really wish I remembered her name from Nogizaka because she was actually really great too to handshake.
Not great
Like
enough to remember her name.
she was just rambling to me in Japanese as the body, like the people were like trying to pull me away, and she wouldn't let go, and she was just rambling like straight on, like going on and on and on in Japanese. I couldn't understand a word she was saying. I was just like, yeah, okay, can you let go, please? I gotta go.
People ship her with someone?
With Reika, Sakurai Reika.
She's the gay one, right?
Yeah, Wakatsuki.
Okay. What's her
Wakatsuki Yumi.
I don't know who she is because I don't know Nogizaka very well, but if you're listening and you like Nogizaka, apparently go see her at Handshake.
If you're a female.
If you're female?
If you're a female, yes. I don't think she does it with guys. Maybe.
Yep.
I don't know. It's not a scientific study. I don't know.
Life hack, be a girl and you'll probably get better treatment for most titles.
But especially from Wakatsuki Yumi.
So, how many times did you go to Japan to see, like, 48 and 46G members?
Once. I went to Japan twice, but I've only seen them once.
Okay.
The second time I figured it wasn't worth it.
You also got pretty into underground idols, right?
Just Kamen Joshi, really.
Okay, so how did that happen?
So, I remember I was in Akihabara, hanging out at the AKB cafe. Not really hanging out, just kind of hanging out outside because, I really want to go inside.
Yeah.
But, I just wanted to see it and, bask in its glory at the time. And I remember there was this giant-ass sign.
That's now gone.
That's now gone. But at the time, it was these chicks standing there looking really cool in masks, and it said, Parms, like 5 minutes away.
3 minutes away, actually.
Like, 3 minutes away, my bad. And I went to the AKB cafe maybe like twice, I think, and by the second time I was like, you know what, I really gotta Google this and just find out what this is about because I just really need to know what this is. So I Googled it and I went and I was really confused because the Parms is a really confusing place if you don't know what you're doing.
Yep, for sure.
Because it's like a karaoke place and there's like a restaurant or something and there's like
a
cafe.
Coffee shop.
Yeah, it's a cluster.
There's like a Final Fantasy 14 cafe on one of the floors.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. So I don't even remember how I found out how to get to Parms. I think I just went up to Lee and I was like, Kamen Joshi? And that's where I figured it out from there. And I remember when I went to go see it, it was definitely something. I mean, in a good way, obviously, because I've dumped like thousands of dollars into them when I went. But yeah, I remember. And then that's actually how we met too.
Yeah, and it was the first time I'd ever been to Kamen Joshi. So Jade was talking about Kamen Joshi on Twitter, and I followed her. I hadn't really talked to her much or anything, but she was talking about Kamen Joshi, and at the time I lived in Japan, so I was like, oh, I've kind of wanted to go to Kamen Joshi. How was it? And I don't remember what you said exactly, but you said something like, oh, it was really fun. And then we decided we should go together the next time.
Mm-hmm.
So we did. And you were actually coming back from like either a Nogizaka or an AKB handshake. So we were late.
AKB. Yes, I remember. I was late because
and I couldn't find Parms.
Yeah, you couldn't find Parms. You were really confused by the 3 minutes away.
Yeah, I kept saying like, it says it's 3 minutes away, but I can't find it.
Yeah, I remember because Komiya Haruka's line took forever. Like at the end, it was like I was I should have just left, but I really just wanted to see her one last time.
And I remember like you were coming towards me, and I didn't know what you looked like, and like you're not a super obvious foreigner, so I was like, shit, is this Jade? So I did like kind of an awkward like half wave, and you waved back, and I was like, yes.
Yes, you were hanging out in the sketchy parking
Yeah, like
place.
everyone hangs out in the lobby of like the first floor of the
Hmm.
Pasella building that Parms is in, but I didn't know that. So I was just like hanging out by this sketchy parking lot for like 20 minutes. Yeah, so we missed all
I,
the trainees that day, but
we
we
did,
saw all of the common Joshi units and
and
Foundation.
I remember we went back like the next day, didn't we? Too.
Was it the next day? I don't know. It was like pretty much right after, if not right
Yeah,
after.
and we saw like just the trainees, and
And
it
Alice Juban.
was.
Alice Juban was there too for some
Oh
reason.
yes, that's right. It was a strange show.
But anyway, how did you get into Momomin?
Um, that's a good question. It's all a blur. I don't even remember. I think it was just because she was the first member that I could recognize.
The hair probably helped.
The hair, yeah, because she was blonde. She was the only blonde member.
Now she has
And
more like brownish hair, but at the time she had like
yeah,
platinum blonde hair.
yeah. So it was kind of hard to miss her, and so I was like, this is the only chick that I know. I'll get a checky with her. Because I was really wanting to get a checky, so I could bring something home and be like, look guys, look at what I did when I was in Japan. Yeah, and then I ended up just really liking her after taking the checky with her, and so the love bloomed.
But you also became a pretty big fan of Kamiya Erina.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Actually, I don't even remember how I came to like Erina. It wasn't even until my second trip, like after I got back, that I really started to like her. Because when I was there my first time, I barely even pay attention to her. Like I didn't even know who she was. But yeah, after I don't know what sparked it. I think I watched this video that they posted on their YouTube.
Was it the speed eating corn one?
Maybe it was one of those videos for sure.
There's a video of Erina speed eating corn. I'll put it down in the description, and she's like a super tryhard.
It was like the best video I've ever watched in my entire life, and I loved every second of it. And I think maybe that might have been what made me really love her, and also the giant boobs. But
Yep.
definitely helped.
So then you came to Japan a second time, and you saw Kamen Joshi a bunch that time.
Oh yeah,
Like that was a
basically.
majority of your trip, right?
Yeah, like I fooled myself in the beginning. I was like, this is not a trip about idols. This is gonna be a trip about finding myself, about going to shrines, seeing other places outside of Tokyo, becoming one with nature, and then yeah, my whole trip was just Kamen Joshi.
You did go see a few other idols with me. You saw Majiban, now
Yes,
Majiban channel, and you saw Dear Elmana.
yes,
Did you see anyone else?
nope. Well, we saw a bunch of random groups. I think we saw Happy Pee 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 maybe.
Ah, yeah, maybe they were performing then.
I think
Happy
they
pee pee
were.
pee pee pee.
Yeah, I didn't really care for them. No
Yeah,
offense, but
but Jade didn't care for them. But if you're interested in them, I just did a podcast with Rachel about it, so you can go check that out.
yes,
Jade does
I'm
not
no
recommend, but
expert.
I do. So did you become a fan of any of the other Kamen Joshi members?
I grew to love a lot of them. I kind of grew to love all the Armor girls. I didn't really get checkies with them a lot. I don't think there was any girl that I got checkies with more than like Momomin and Erina.
Mm-hmm.
Um, I did like what's the other chick in Steam Girls with the big boobs?
Maipu?
Yeah,
Mizusawa Mai, yeah.
she looks like an alien, but I kind of love her.
She has a weird face, but she's great.
And and her gravier, when I watched those videos of the trailer, they were so freaking awkward. awkward that I just couldn't help but love her because it's just the strangest thing I've ever seen. And it's just like, it's so ridiculous that it's not even like sexy.
I'll
But like, I loved
link
it.
her weird grab your videos in the description too.
And she very obviously got a boob job.
You think?
Yeah, I don't think. I know.
Well, I mean, her whole thing is being rich, so she can clearly afford it.
Like, I know probably more than this doctor who gave her that surgery.
Newsflash, Kamen Joshi fans, according to Jade, Mizusawa Mai 100% got a boob job.
None of her fans come after me, please.
So you were a fan of idols for years, and you were a 48G fan, and then moved on to Kamen Joshi, and you went to
Right.
Japan twice and saw a bunch of idols. So
Right.
why did you end up leaving the idol fandom?
Just lack of interest, I guess, maybe. I have so many time-consuming hobbies that I just had to let go of one of them, and that happened to be idols. I don't know. I just can't bring myself to care anymore. Like, I feel like I'd rather be playing a 70,000 hour JRPG or watching like 50 episodes of frickin' Naruto or reading a fanfic that's longer than the thesaurus rather than watching idols. I mean, it's just kind of weird because once I came back from Japan, I was like kind of into it for like a while, and then slowly just interest diminished. I mean, I still love Japan, I'd still love to go again. Actually, I'm hoping to be based there, but maybe I just gotta see Kamen Joshi again to get into it. I don't know.
So do you think part of the reason was accessibility, because you're really into Kamen Joshi and they don't have as much content as say AKB?
Right. I don't know, possibly. I mean, I was like super into Kamen Joshi when I came back from Japan, and it held me over until like my second trip. But maybe because I had kind of run dry on the content because I kind of watched it all.
Yeah, and you actually, like, she paid me a bunch of money to like get her pictures when she wasn't there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so
I did.
I got you like a bunch of pictures of Momomine and Erina and some other girls.
Oh yeah, I still got them somewhere. They're in my drawer in a folder.
I'm glad you didn't burn them or something.
Well, I wouldn't burn them. I mean, I've had good memories with them. Plus, I paid money for it, so you know. But yeah, I just find that I'd rather spend my time doing other time-consuming things rather than idols. Just kind of, I don't know. Maybe it was because I got into figures, and figures just they take all the money from you, man. They suck you dry. You see a figure of like some anime girl you don't even care about, but it looks pretty, and you're like, I really think that I need to spend $300 on this figure. And then you get it, and you go, did I really have to spend $300 on this figure? Because I really regret it right now.
Do you have a My Figure collection?
Yes, I do.
We'll link to Jade's My Figure collection down below.
I'd rather you just link to my Twitter, but okay.
Too bad we're linking to both. Okay, but anyway, you said that you're into RPGs and you're into fan fiction and anime figures. Anything else?
Nope, that's all I have time for. If I want to have a normal social life.
So, any recommendations?
For fanfics?
For any of them?
Cause yeah.
Okay, let's hear.
I got some fanfic recs. Listen, alright. My number one fanfic rec, if you're into RWBY, or if you're not into RWBY, if you don't know what RWBY is.
What's that from again?
RWBY is a Rooster Teeth animation thing. You know what? Maybe
it's like RWBY, right?
Yes.
But it's pronounced RWBY?
Yes, correct. Because The main character's name is Ruby, but also their team name is Ruby, like RWBY, because it's Ruby, Weiss, Blake, and Yang. Anyways, that's off on a tangent. But actually, going back to that, before I go to fanfic Rex, maybe that's why I'm not an Idol fan anymore, because when I got back from Japan, I got really into Ruby. So maybe they had a part in it where I just got super into Ruby that I just didn't want to care about idols anymore.
Mm-hmm.
But anyways, Weiss is best girl. And if no one has watched Ruby, I recommend it, just for the fanfics alone, because the fanfics are freaking awesome. But my number one fanfic rec for Ruby, it's a White Rose fanfic. If you don't know what White Rose is, it's the shipping between Ruby and Weiss. If you can't tell, I really love fanfics. It's Rush by Miko Taizini, I think.
Rush?
That's how you pronounce it? Yes. Listen, this is hands down one of the best fanfics I've ever read in my entire 23 years of living. I am not even, like, joking. I cried. After, like, 28 chapters, man, the tears, the angst, just, oh my god, this is better than anything, any sheet of music that Mozart has written. Not even kidding.
So is this fanfic safe for work?
Yes, it is.
Okay.
That's what makes it even better, because it's a wholesome tale for the whole family. She'll show it to your grandma, your mother, your grandmom, grandmom. Show it to everybody in your family, because it is great.
Oh, another thing, you also like playing like anime games, right?
Oh yeah, let me tell you, I am a big fan of Honey Pop.
Honey Pop, me too. Anyway.
And we all know that Audrey is best girl.
Yep, Audrey's best girl. For anyone listening who doesn't know, what is Honey Pop?
Honey Pop is a really trashy, bejeweled ripoff,
Yep.
where you romance these girls by really getting your bejeweled game on. And it just really impresses them. And I wish this would work in real life, because my bejeweled game is like top A+. But, it does not work in real life. Girls do not like bejeweled. Well, they do, but they don't care about your bejeweled skills as much as they do in Honey Pop. But, yeah, basically the whole premise is that you play bejewels to get with the girls.
Yep.
And you can romance aliens, a cat girl.
The actual goddess of love.
The actual goddess of love, there's no boundaries. Bejeweled affects everybody.
Yeah, so if you've ever thought like, oh gee whiz, I wish I could get laid with my bejeweled skills, play Honey Pop.
Oh yeah. Don't recommend it for real life. Like if you're really trying to get your game on with girls, don't play Honey Pop. But if you aren't, play Honey Pop.
So you said something before about you'd like to be stationed in Japan. So you're going into the military.
Correct.
So tell us about that. When did you decide to do that? When are you going to start training?
Well, it was always something that I kind of always thought about when I was in high school. So when I was a senior, I kind of thought about it, like not really in a serious way, but more in a, oh, this would be cool if I could do this. And I didn't really think about it again until after I graduated college, because I kind of like threw that thought away, and I was like, I'm going to go to college and get into student debt. So I did that for like 5 years, went to college, graduated, kind of, in my opinion, a little bit of a waste, but, go to school. And then when I graduated, I kind of didn't really know what to do with my life after this, because all I kind of knew was school.
Mm-hmm.
So, and I didn't really know what I wanted to do. So I thought back to when I was in high school, and I was like, maybe I could try the Air Force thing out. And so I spoke to my recruiter, and he was super excited, and it was, how they are. Like, as soon as you talk about, like, you just think about the military, they, like, email you, and they're like, so you want to join?
Yeah, I got a bunch of emails, like, asking me to join the military when I was about to graduate high school.
Yeah. Well, actually, the Air Force isn't that bad about it. Like, they're kind of, they're kind of a little bit more, I think, reserved
Yeah, I
than
think
the
it was the
other
army mostly,
branches.
and like the
Yeah,
National
because
Guard.
yeah, the other branches are like drooling. They're like, oh my God, I gotta get my minimums here. But the Air Force didn't really chase me. Like I more had to chase them
Hmm.
to get in. But yeah, after I got in, I mean, you have to take the ASVAB, which is like kind of like the SATs for the military. So passed that, and I got into the Air Force. And then you had to go to MAPS, which is like this military processing center, and they basically do like a physical on steroids, where they like look at every single inch of your body under like a telescope, you know, and then
That must have been fun.
oh yeah, they make you do like strange exercises in your underwear, and then you have to take a pee sample while they watch you.
Oh God. I guess to make sure like you're not, using someone else's or something.
Yeah, exactly. And then, they just do like all sorts of tests. I got there at like 5:30 or 6 a.m. and I think I was out at like 4 p.m.
Damn.
So, yeah, just doing a bunch of paperwork and things like that. But I got into my first choice job, which is security forces.
Nice.
So I will be stationed well, not stationed, but I'll be doing tech school in Lackland Air Base in Texas. And I will be leaving April 3rd to basic also in Texas.
So, are you going to be able to continue your new hobbies, or not really new hobbies, your hobbies there?
Not during basic, but after that, yes, and I am really worried about my fanfics while I'm gone for 8 weeks. Who's gonna update my library of fanfics?
You said you were gonna like bring your fanfics on a flash drive, right?
Yeah. So that, because I don't know, sometimes I'm like really weird about my computer, where I'm like, what if they send it through the post and it gets like destroyed, and then I lose all my fanfics. So, I gotta have it on USB, so I can bring it with me.
Mhm.
Everything else I'm not really worried about, because like Steam obviously like is connected to your account, and social media connected to your account, blah blah blah, all that stuff. So I'm not really
Yeah,
worried about that. But my fanfics, man,
they're important.
worried about that. Oh yes. And I'm sweating thinking about having to update them after like 2 months.
So you've left the Idol fandom now and you're joining the military, but do you think you'll ever return back?
Possibly. Like I said, maybe if I get stationed in Japan, I might wander over to Parms, and maybe I'll get super into it again. I don't know. Maybe not. Maybe I'll be like, this is a waste of time. I gotta read my fanfics and play Honey Pop too.
How far is the base from Akihabara?
So there's 3 bases in Japan. One's in Okinawa, which is very far from from Tokyo,
Yep.
as you know. There's one in Aomori, which is
Kind of far.
kind of far, but not as far as Okinawa. And then there's one in Tokyo. So I'm hoping to get placed into the one in Tokyo, but I'll be happy with any of those except for Okinawa. So
Okinawa seems kind of nice though. Beaches and
yeah, it would be nice if I liked the beach, but I hate the beach.
oh, okay.
So I'd probably just sit inside and look at the beach through my window.
So if you don't return to Japan, do you think something could bring you back?
Maybe it's kind of hard to tell. I mean, I've been kind of trying to listen to idol music again,
Hmm.
but I don't know. I just prefer to listen to like other music that's not idol music. Like, no offense, but actually like good music. No offense to idol music. Obviously, I loved it, and it's like catchy and fun, and like
Uh-huh.
puts you in a good mood. But I find myself just wanting to listen to like good music.
So now that you've probably upset a lot of people.
No offense, I love the idols. Listen, there are some idol groups out there that put out really good music though. Like I really like Bish. Like
Yeah.
I still love their music.
Yeah, Bish is good
Um
music.
but I haven't like Nogizaka's music was really good actually. I actually really enjoyed Nogizaka's music. And Kei Okazaki's music is pretty nice.
Kayakizaka?
Whatever. Now I've upset all,
Kayakizaki.
now I've upset all their fans. I'm sorry, I don't know their name.
Kayakizaki 48.
Anyways, the music is nice.
Yeah.
I just find that I guess most underground idols' music isn't really that nice. And AKB, their music is not very nice anymore. Actually, it never really was, but no offense, but you know, it kind of never was.
Yeah, the one thing about AKB is they have so many songs that I think anyone could find like a song or two that they like. But yeah,
Oh, yeah.
I think even hardcore AKB fans would agree that there's a lot of throwaway songs.
Oh yeah, like don't get me wrong, there are definitely some great AKB gems. I think most of them were probably like B-sides and theater songs.
Mhm.
But, you know, their main singles, you know, they were pretty trash.
So,
Or at least average.
So do you have any final thoughts about AKB or Kamen Joshi or why you left the idol fandom or fanfic or music recommendations or anything?
Oh yeah, actually, you know what? I got two final parting words here. Well, sentences rather, not words. More like two parting tangents that I'm gonna go on.
Okay.
First of all, for music, do I recommend the Antlers? Because their music is awesome, and surprisingly, no one really knows about them. I don't know why. I thought they were pretty popular, but it seems like most people don't know who they are. But their music, Hospice, oh my god.
It's really emo, isn't it?
Yes. It's about dying.
Yeah.
Can't get more emo than that. But God, it is a beautiful album. Like, just, I don't even know how to describe it. I could listen to this album for like hours and just sit in bed and cry. Internally, not externally, but internally. Another music recommendation that I've really been into is Saint Vincent. Recently I posted a video on Twitter that from her that's like really, her latest album is kind of a little crazy, but man, when she plays it acoustically, it's beautiful. I love it.
Huh.
So those are my two recommendations for music, and my last parting words for fanfic is read Rush. I don't care what you're doing, stop what you're doing, and read Rush at least once because it's great.
So what if you don't know anything about Ruby, like I don't know anything about it, can you still read Rush?
Oh yeah, listen man, this is an AU, alternative universe. So it's not even in the universe of Ruby, but as long as you know what the characters look like, because that's how I like to read fanfics. Like, I'll read fanfics for fandoms that I'm not really into, like Once Upon a Time, because they got like a freaking 1 million fanfics of Swan Queen. Never watched this show in my entire life, but I can enjoy some AU fanfics from them. But yeah, Rush is an AU fanfic, so you don't have to know anything about Ruby. Nothing. You don't have to know anything.
Okay, cool. So I'll link all of Jade's awesome recommendations down in the description. And thanks for being on my show, Jade.
Thank you for having me on this wonderful day.
And thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time.